Well, I think the easy answer would be God, but like everything else in life, it's a little more complicated than that. I don't know, when you're younger, you just are really curious about the world and what's out there, and as you grow in your walk with God, you just become more attuned to what He has to say. And for me, it was just Africa was always in the back of my mind, and it was always had a place in my heart. And then I came to Cornwall, and one day in the bulletin, there it was, mission trip to Africa, and I just felt like it really was God saying, it's time, and so I signed up, and we're going.
Hey, we're ready for you. Go take a picture. Come on. Sit next to Jason.
I went on my first mission trip in the spring to Vicente Guerrero, Mexico, and that was just an amazing experience, and it just opened my eyes to serving people across the world and just getting to experience different cultures, and that just really opened my eyes to wanting to go to Africa to serve these people.
Another thing that in some ways that I'm looking forward to the most is getting out of what's comfortable for me. Not so much in day-to-day interactions with people, but comfort as far as the life that we live in the United States. And I think that in a weird way, one of the things that I'm looking forward to, and one of the things I'm really expecting God to do in my life, is to kind of remove some of the calluses that I have in my heart, because it's real easy to get comfortable and real easy to get caught up in the world that we live in the United States. And so I'm excited to get removed from that a little bit and be intentional about kind of thinking about how other people live, and praying and hoping and expecting God to change kind of my worldview a little bit, so that it's a little bit healthier and a little bit more balanced and a little bit more realistic, not only for the way I live my life day to day, but just realizing the way other people live daily on a daily basis.
When we get there is, I think once we walk off that plane, it will be pretty apparent that we're out of our comfort zone. We live in a culture where we're very used to how things work, what everybody looks like, and we'll be in a complete different culture, and I think that will be a good thing. And continuing as we go through the airport security and come out and drive through the city of Addis, which is the capital city of Ethiopia, I think we will be pleasantly surprised by the joy that we see on people. I mean, there are people, men and men, walking, holding hands, and there are women who are just so joyful with their children and friends walking together. But on the flip side, you're going to see the true devastation of poverty. You will see near death on the streets. You will see beggars like you haven't seen. You will see disease like you haven't seen. This is all from prior experience being 2 years ago, and I think it will be a big shock for everybody to realize that people actually live this way, and it will also be a really good thing because it will awaken us to being excited to do what God has called us to do there. And so I'm excited about what He's going to do, and we're ready for it.
You know, I've got an open mind. I don't know what to expect, so this is a first for me, so it's very exciting.
In everything, especially when we first got here in Amos, and her love, her story, her sharing of her story with us, Hannah's house, the love of the people that work at Hannah's house just amazed me. The dedication to the children at Hannah's house. Had to be kind of one of my favorite parts of the journey so far. I also see God working in the hearts of my team, in our excitement, no matter how tired we are, no matter how we feel or anything. We just support each other, and I'm also really excited about this college here, being able to be here and see God working in the lives of students who want to learn God's Word and take it all over, the country, this country and our country, and the opportunities that we could have here to serve.
see God working a lot in our team right now, and just the flexibility of people, and also not complaining about anything. But when you ask when I see God working more than anything, I think I would say I just see God. I see God in everything, in every single person we come in contact with, in our team, and just the beauty of where we're at. It's just impossible not to see God in everything, in all our surroundings, so it's just very amazing.
I see God in our interactions with each other, especially on the team, just the way we work together. I just feel His presence out there, and our communication. I also see Him a lot in our interaction with the people here. Usually there's a large language barrier, but I feel like He kind of breaks it down so that we can communicate with the people here, and it's just awesome to see Him working in all of us.
So I'm really surprised when we get here to see what we would conceive as extreme poverty, which is, but how functional the people still are, how the methods, even construction of building buildings, is kind of primitive, very primitive compared to what we're used to, but they still get the job done. Things are, everybody works together. There's a big community, family type feel everywhere you go, and I really like that.
I think one of the things that sticks out in my mind that I've seen the most on this trip is we're currently here at the New Hannah's Hope facility, and it's pretty cool to see. When we got here, this place was a residence. It was a place where a family lived, and it's a place that the hope is that we're going to transform into an orphanage. And so being able to watch us transform this place, and whether it's building an awning so that a washing machine can go outside, or whether it's building platforms so that kids have a level playing room to play in, or probably a thing that has touched me the most and I've seen the most change in is the rooms that we painted, and realizing that those rooms are going to be places where kids find love. It's going to be an escape for them so that they don't feel like they're in poverty anymore. It's going to be a place for them to find rest, and hopefully for them to, in the midst of the chaotic life in some ways, and the for us in the States, the abnormal life that takes place in an orphanage, it's going to be a sense of normalcy. They get to be kids when they go to their rooms. And so that's one of the things that I've seen, is just watching this place transform. And I think that's what's touched me, is knowing where Slade was. And for him, in the midst of being relinquished from his mother and then waiting 12 weeks for Lisa and I to pick him up, knowing that he had a place where he could find peace, a place where he could feel normal, and a place that was at least comfortable and familiar to him on a regular basis amidst all the change. I was just upstairs in one of the rooms last night just crying, just realizing for these kids the impact that these rooms will have. So that's probably one of the things that's touched me the most.